Hi, I wanted to share with you how I made my pink Glamper card. I'm using the sponge brayer and I'm using progressively darker and darker pinks. I'm starting with the lightest here of pink Pirouette. You really can't see it, but I can. I think it's still too bright with the lights. And then I'm getting darker. So we started with Blushing Bride. I want to have it be like an ombre. So it's a little darker at the top, lighter at the bottom. So in between the mountains, you can still see the pink and it's bright, like the sun is going down behind the mountains. So now we're moved up to Rose Red. And here I'm adding a little bit of rich raspberry just to give it dark, like darkness is coming. And now I'm going to put a little Melon Mambo over the rich raspberry, give it more of a pink look. So here's the mountains. And I've cut this sheet longer because I want to be able to adjust how high I have the mountains. So I put the bottom piece of dimensionals on the sheet that I ran the ink on. And now I'll cut it off camera on my guillotine cutter. So you want to make sure the inks you've just rolled on are super dry before you start stamping with the Versamark. So dry it with the heat gun if you have to. Then we're attaching the stars with Versamark and use a little brush to remove any embossing powder before you heat it up. And a little bit of spray looks pretty good. To work on the camper itself, I stamped and heated each element first. So here's the outline of the camper. And then I stamped with the detail over it and then embossed it. And I'm using a little poker tool to remove any of the fine lines that were covering over the door or over the window before I heat it up. So now we're ready to color, and I'm using my blender pen again and just adding the lightest color and then building up a little bit more on the sides and in where there'd be some shadow. So the door is also going to be Furry Flamingo. And then I want it to be like it's bright on the inside. Someone's in there with the lights on. So I used Daffodil Delight on the windows and on the door. I used basic gray archival on the wheel and the hitch. And then Smoky Slate on what would be the white of the camper, but just to add a little bit of shadow. Then we're going to fussy cut it out. I always tell people, don't worry about what the negative's going to look like. So you're not trying to get out with two perfect looking pieces, the camper and then the outline. So if you need to cut the extra piece in 10 different cuts, that's fine. It's easier that way. I'd add a little Tombow multi-purpose glue on my silicone mat, and I just dipped the little mountain tops into that glue and attach them. I find it's less messy that way. Ideally, you would have stamped this greeting on the black before you attached it to the card, but I always get ahead of myself. So here is it again, silver embossed. And now I'll put the final bit of the card together. I hope you enjoyed my pink glamping card, and I hope you come back and join me again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.